Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on, well, all of the DC shows, because it's some crossover stuff. So it's obviously, except Legends, I guess. So it's Flash, Arrow, and Supergirl. And it's because we got some pretty cool stuff dropping, I think I spoke English then, that we were expecting to happen within maybe the next couple of weeks. But Stephen Amell did tease that something would be dropping around this time, and oh boy, did something drop. So I actually suspected that this is what we would be getting as soon as Stephen Amell tweeted, not as soon as he did, but when he tweeted out, I did quote saying, is this our first possible look at Batwoman? Is that what we're getting? Because Ruby Rose had actually been in Vancouver earlier this week, I want to say like maybe 5 days ago, 4 or 5 days, and she was only there for one day. She was there for one night, she's stayed the night and then back to LA. So I was like, okay, that's a bit weird. I thought she was there to start maybe doing some maybe some costume fitting and stuff like that, maybe be there for a couple of days, but she was only there for one day. And it was to take this photo, as you can see right here. We have our first official look at Batwoman, and it's really good. It's actually very, very impressive. So, people were chucking the memes out when Batwoman was announced to be in the CW. People were coming up with all these crap costume designs and stuff that they thought, Batwoman would be stuck with on the CW. But this is what we've got, and it's very impressive. I'm actually I'm just very impressed by it. So obviously, it's very, very comic accurate. That's the main thing you got to look at it. Just like the whole bat mask, how the hair is going to be a part of the cowl and stuff like that. The cape looks insanely cool. How it's black but then blends into red towards the end. The belt's on a bit of an angle. I guess you could argue maybe the belt looks a bit weird if you really want. I did see some people saying that the belt did look a bit weird, but I think it looks fine, like it's a utility belt and stuff like that. I think it looks pretty cool. Now, obviously, it is very CW in design, if that makes sense, but it almost looks like they're using the material that the Flash suit is using for this season. So if you've seen the new Flash suit, and speaking of the Flash, that new season starts later today. But if you look at the design from the Batwoman suit here, and I'll put up the Flash suit right next to it, they look similar. Obviously, one's black and one's red, but it almost looks like it's, that sort of like a tight-fitting sort of spandex. I think that's what Grant Gustin was calling it. And that looks like what they've they put with this Batwoman suit. And then maybe at the top it's got some harder bits, almost like Kevlar, similar to maybe what the Green Arrow suit has, and I think even the Dinah Drake's Black Canary suit has as well. So they've taken elements from other different suits within the Arrowverse and incorporated them into this Batwoman suit. And I think it looks pretty damn sick. So for those that didn't know, this is Ruby Rose. This isn't like some stunt double that's suited up as Batwoman. This is Ruby Rose. As I said, she was in Vancouver for one day to do all this, and this is what we got. And I think she suits it really well. There's obviously, when Ruby Rose was cast in Batwoman, there was or as Batwoman, might I say, for this crossover and potentially a series, which will definitely get you would have to think. There's a lot of controversy around it. People saying she wasn't. I think one of the criticisms that she wasn't Jewish enough, which interesting. But just from this first look, I think she's definitely going against the hate. She's definitely, do I want to say dabbing? We'll go batting on them haters. She's batting on them haters. Just based on this first look, because I think it looks really cool and really comic accurate. Now, obviously, we don't know what they're going to do with the Kane side of the character. Obviously, Kane being the real life persona, if you want to call it, a Batwoman. What they're going to do with Ruby Rose is with her hair, if they're going to keep the tattoos and stuff like that, because Ruby Rose has tattoos and stuff. So we don't necessarily know what they're going to do there. I think they will just keep the tattoos, and they might just cover up anything that's like pop culture wise. So if it is some video game thing, they might cover it up or something like that. You know what I mean? They might cover those sort of tattoos up. For the most part, I think they'll keep a decent amount of tattoos, and that might be why they actually cast Ruby Rose in the role. Not just because she is a member of the LGBT community herself, and that's Batwoman is a big pop culture icon of that community, but also maybe just her aesthetic suited what they wanted Kane to be like on the show. But if I had to make a prediction, they probably will just keep Ruby Rose's hair as it is. They might dye it like a sort of like a strawberry blonde or like a sort of like a gingery color. I don't know what they'll do with her hair necessarily, but they'll probably just keep it as it is. I don't think they'll make Ruby Rose wear a wig as Kate Kane. I think they'll just keep Ruby Rose how she is as Kate Kane. They might just dye her hair a bit. We could see that in the next couple of weeks when they possibly move into the beginning of filming for this crossover. But for those that didn't know, the hair is a part of the cowl. That has been a thing with a lot of iterations of Batwoman. Like Kane might have that same colored hair, but it's shorter, whether it's like really short or maybe like shoulder length or something. It's not like the flowing hair that we have here on Batwoman right here. In regards to the mask, I think it looks really cool. It does look very Nolan-esque in my opinion. In regards to it looks very like the Dark Knight trilogy in regards to how it's designed. That might be exactly what they went for. You never know, they might have actually gotten some old props from the Dark Knight trilogy. Obviously Warner Brothers has them. Warner Brothers TV makes the shows, so they might have been able to get an old mask and maybe just, change it a bit to fit Ruby Rose or something like that. Who knows? And for those that didn't know, in the background of this photo, obviously you can see the bat signal up in the air, which will be interesting to see because obviously there is a lot of conjecture around whether Batman's going to be a thing in this universe. So obviously I think Batman's not going to actually be Batman, if that makes sense. Like I think if Batman has existed in this universe before, I think he's come and gone. Not necessarily that he's dead, but he's just older, and he can't be Batman anymore. So Kane's come in and been like, yo, I'm the new vigilante of Gotham City and stuff like that. But in the background, obviously you can see that bat signal, but it's shining over, which I think is pretty cool. It's shining over Wayne Tower. There's the Wayne Tower in the background. You can't really see it unless you get the official image and you zoom in. I can see it from here actually. You should be actually be able to see it in the video and on screen right now, but I think that's pretty cool. Obviously in the Elseworlds announcement you could see the Wayne Tower in that as well, but I just think it's cool. It does have like the bat signal going over. It's like a it's a nice little wink, if you want to call it. Apart from that, there's nothing else in the background really, unless there's like some weird villain in one of those windows. I'm not going to scan every single window and try and see if there's like a scarecrow or like Harley Quinn just like chilling out the window or something like that. It looks like the Wayne Tower and just the signal are really the two things to look at in the background of this photo. In regards to the actual like bat symbol and stuff like that, I think it looks pretty good. Like it is obviously the Batwoman like red bat. I can't really see anything that I don't necessarily like about the costume. I think some people might complain about the belt literally just because it's on an angle, because people will nitpick. Maybe the boots as well, but I think the boots look fine. Like, they look like similar to maybe like what Oliver Queen wears, that type of boot. So I think they look fine. There's nothing really looking at this first. I'm trying to scan to see if there's anything that I don't like. And I think it looks good. The actual cowl looks good. The hair looks good. As I said, the actual fabric is good. They've taken, as I said, like that flash, design, like spandex sort of thing, and incorporated with some like, it looks like Kevlar stuff that some people on Arrow have on their suits and stuff. They've mixed the two together to produce this really cool suit. She does have like gauntlets on her arms as well, which I'm guessing they're bulletproof or at least very, very strong. But yeah, I can't really see anything wrong with the suit. I'm actually really, 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 really happy with it. And yeah, I'm just like amazed that it is that good, because I think that, as I said, I wasn't one of the people, if you've been watching my videos on Batwoman, I've been very, very positive about Ruby Rose and the role and just the introduction of the character herself into the universe as well. But, online there was a lot of negativity towards not only the introduction of Batwoman into the CW, because everyone's like, oh, they're going to ruin the character and all that. Like, there's people that hate the CW shows, and I don't know why, just because they're not made to be like, they're not like edgy and try to like, walk the line or walk a tightrope like the movies do and stuff. They're pretty safe. So it's always confusing why people tend to hate on them. Anyway, so there was a lot of, issues and like negativity around the character coming in to the universe. And then also the attachment of Ruby Rose into the role, because there was just all these like, oh, she can't speak in an American accent, because obviously if you didn't know, she's actually Australian. And then she wasn't, like, obviously one of the stupidest criticisms, and the one that I think if you actually said it, you're a bit of an idiot. She wasn't Jewish enough. She was just so stupid. That was one of the dumbest things I've heard. And then there was also about her role in the LGBT community, how she doesn't deserve to play this, like, as I said, that Batwoman is like a pop culture icon, and people thought that Ruby Rose wasn't the right person to play. I was like, who else would you play? Anyway, there was a lot of stupid negativity around the character. Like, there was fair criticism, which I understand, but for a lot of it, there was just like some silly criticism that was just like, it made you scratch your head and go like, I don't think people are really thinking too well or too hard when they're trying to think up criticism against something where, I don't think there was really too much to nitpick about. But yeah, as I said, like, the crossover should start filming like they're filming, like Stephen Amell's been doing a lot of pre-work for the crossover, but like Flash is still filming the 100th episode. Supergirl's like only filming like episode 4 or something, but they're all over the joint, like they're filming different episodes and stuff. So I'd expect the crossover to hopefully start filming in like the next week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. That's when I would expect it to. It could start even earlier. Like Stephen Amell and all the Arrow people might start doing some work early, and same with like Ruby Rose's Batwoman. They might start doing work earlier if like Flash and Supergirl are going to come in later, just so they're not just waiting there and sitting there and doing nothing. So, yeah, we'll just have to watch this space in regards to that, and we could also get some other first looks, maybe at like Lois Lane and Clark Kent. Obviously, we've seen Clark Kent before, but we haven't seen Lois Lane, so they might do like a photo on top of the Daily Planet or in front of the Daily Planet with those two characters there. I don't know if we'd expect anyone else. Like they might do something with the Monitor, but I don't know if he's going to have like some sort of CGI or it's just going to be makeup. So it's hard to tell what they're going to do with that. But this was the main one that we wanted to see, and I think they hit it. I think it's a home run. I can't see anything that's wrong with it. Obviously, I might just be blind to something that's obviously wrong. That's where you guys come in the comments. Let me know in the comments section down below what you think of this suit. And yeah, I'm just having a look at the boots. I don't know if the boots, I think they have like a shade of red on them. It's hard to tell though with all of this, but yeah, I think it's good, and can't wait to see more of what we get from this crossover. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like and it shows support. Let me know in the comments section down below what you think of the Batwoman suit. Are you a fan of it? Do you think it's okay, or do you not like it at all? Just let me know in the comments section down below, and also leave what your favorite part of it is, and also if I am missing out on like an obvious flaw with the suit, because as I said, I'm just doing this live and off the cuff, and just it's basically like a live reaction, if you want to call it, to this suit. But yeah, just let me know if there's if there is anything wrong with the suit that I'm just completely missing. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. We have the flashback in like about 8 hours after this video goes up, and I might do a live stream, you know, in the midpoint between this video going up and the flash being back. So yeah, keep your eyes out for that, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.